We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. To see all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe Word with Jason Rouse.
Hey everybody, welcome to Safe Word Podcast. My name, in fact, is Jason Rouse. My guest on the show today, Audrey Scott. Audrey, your great grandmother's name.
Great.
It sounds like a name that's been passed down a few generations from your early family.
Oh, no.
You got no grandma, no Audreys?
No.
You're the first?
Yeah.
What's the back on that? Like, it's pretty distinct. How many other Audreys have you?
I've met a few. I had this best friend named Audrey senior year, but her name was actually Adriana. She just went by Audrey.
Okay.
So it was okay, because I thought I would have to kill her because there could only be one.
Yeah.
But she was cool. And then I knew another Audrey.
That is a concern, meeting somebody
Yeah.
with the same name who's a shithead. Because now you can never name your children after yourself.
Yeah. I knew this one girl.
drown them.
She was a bitch. And
You
she
can
was
say
a Girl Scout.
we can
with
swear
me.
on this show, by the way. You can swear.
That's good to know.
She was a she was a bitch.
She was a bitch. She was just, I moved into the Girl Scout troop. I was new to town. And she was like, oh, new Audrey. And I understand that. So she eventually moved and I never saw her again. But
You became the Audrey.
yes, thank
That's
God.
all right. And
Yeah.
where the hell did you say you were from? Some shit place outside of D.C.?
I lived there. I moved there when I was 8. But before that, I lived a lot of other states as well.
Like what?
I was born in Tacoma, Washington. And then I moved to Montgomery, Alabama. And then I lived in...
Do you find that the years that you lived in Alabama, you picked up a bit of the slang, a bit of some of the
No.
accent?
I was very young when I lived there, but the last place I lived was rural Virginia, and I unironically say y'all all the time, and it just
Is
I
that a
started
Virginia
talking
thing?
Southern again. Yeah, and my
Yeah,
dad's
it's
from
a Texan
Atlanta
thing too.
Yeah, my dad lived in Atlanta, and he lived in Southwest Virginia. My mom's from Alabama, so I also have a lot of Southerners in my family too.
What does the kitchen smell like at your house?
My mom makes a lot of good shit.
I bet.
Yeah, she makes a lot of good
I
stuff.
bet. I bet you
Yeah.
it smells great, right?
It does. When she actually cooks, it's great.
I love it when, like, I would, I had friends that were parents and grandparents were first and second generation immigrants, and my side of the family, it was Irish and English, so the food was kind of, as meat and
Yeah.
potatoes as you're gonna get, and I'm like, what's this? These smells,
Spices,
like I can
oh.
fuck up a Indian buffet,
Oh, my mom makes really good Indian food.
Yeah,
She'll
I
make
bet.
naan and shit. Like,
tandoori chicken,
God, the
yeah,
butter chicken.
yeah. I love a good spicy meal. Any especially soup that makes you sweat and your nose run.
Yeah, that's the best. It's the best.
Are your parents alive?
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How old are they? My age?
My mom was born in 71.
So was
she's
I.
50. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be 50 in December.
Yeah, she turned 50 in April. And then my dad was born in 74. So he's 40.
He's the younger man in the relationship.
Yes.
Did your mother hit him and stuff?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they hit each other at all. Either one of them.
And I'm sure they're ecstatic about your move to Austin to chase your dream as a stand-up comedian
Honestly,
during Armageddon. But why not?
we had a really rough relationship when I first started college and when I was in high school and when I was in middle school and when part of elementary school too. So sometimes we just had a rough relationship.
Sure.
this is the best it's been in a very long time. And we talk all the time. They fucking laugh at my jokes. Like, it's wild. I don't know if that's a good thing because they don't necessarily have the best sense of humor.
Well, they probably during the last, this epidemic, people I think realized that, what, life is short.
Yeah.
Why not encourage somebody to do something regardless of what you think their successes might be?
Yeah.
And start encouraging you. So they're probably fake laughing because they want you to do so well.
Well, funny enough, I have my shit more together being a stand-up comic than I did in college.
Well,
The 2 schools
because
I went
you wake up and you're like, I'm the boss.
Yes.
I'm the boss.
I get to do
Well, I
whatever
better get to do, and not only having the opportunity to do whatever you want, you also have an opportunity to do whatever you really want.
Yeah, and of course I'm going to be happier and want to do what I want.
You seem pretty stoked. That's good.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know how many people I've met, like people that I grew up with that were way funnier than me.
Yeah.
But couldn't make the first step in
It's so
doing
frustrating. It's so frustrating to see that.
I'm like, you're comic. Anyway, moved around what? How many different public schools did you go to? This looks like an intervention on the internet, by the way. Don't do heroin without me.
Please.
Yeah.
Let's see. I went to La Mesa Elementary in California, and then I went to school in Ohio, and then Woodbridge. So only 3 elementary schools.
Okay.
And then I stayed in the same area for middle school and high school. But I just didn't I don't know. I don't miss that area at all. I don't claim it as home. I'm not really close to a few cool people back from there, but really I don't claim it as my roots at all. So
You think Austin is your new flag?
I think Southwest Virginia is what I call my baby just because I started my mic there and I started comedy out there and I have like these actual connections with people that I want to be connected with.
How many of the people from West Virginia that you started out with?
Well, in Roanoke, let's see. I
mean like people that are like been active over the last year doing comedy.
With my mic, I brought new people out. Like this peddler started doing it. Some people that had never even known about mics before started coming out, and they're now doing their own mics. And I encouraged people that were just not thinking they're funny to keep coming, and they're running their own stuff now, and that's so happy because I just kept waiting for people to do more. I wanted people to do more.
Well, you also probably realize that if you plant these seeds and you go away and you come back and everyone's running a bunch of rooms, now you've got places to perform.
Yes. So there's a comedy festival in Roanoke in October, and I'm bringing Genevieve, Philip Garcia, Bilal Swain, Mikey Biggs, and Casey Rocket with me.
Great.
And I'm so excited.
They're going to go nuts.
Yeah.
And not to mention, the audience because you started
yes,
there.
I do.
And you're like, you guys have no idea what I'm bringing you. Some really good comics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's so hard. I don't know what it is like for you in your hometown to sell tickets to your shows, but it's like pulling teeth. And everyone complains there's nothing to do.
Yes,
and then
but they never do any.
Yeah. And then you show up with like the thing to do and you're completely ignored. And that's why those people never leave those neighborhoods.
And that's why I'm glad I'm not running the whole show because I don't want to have that entire responsibility. I'm glad to have people. It is.
First of all, you're babysitting a bunch of unprofessional, like it's like rodeo clowns. No one knows what the fuck they're doing.
Herding cats.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
To do a simple lineup for an
even
open
running
mic.
a goddamn mic was just like some weeks no one would show up. I'd pack up all my equipment and then one comic would show up as soon as everything's packed. Like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, 45 minutes ago I waited for anyway. So yeah, we had those nights. But then other nights we had like 40 people some nights and it was crazy. But those ups and downs, I see people dealing with those here. And I think it's really important to host and just start because those perspectives and just having those experiences.
Not to mention, like, you really, and people ignore this, it's like in Canada, you have to be a really good host.
Yeah.
Just to get a good job anywhere on the lineup.
Right.
Like, and then in turn, you get a chance to go up, do it, come back, reassess yourself, and then bring up some new ideas with some material and kind of you're literally getting a chance to do 3 to 4 spots.
Exactly.
You're doing a bunch of kill Tonys in between each act,
Yep.
more or less. You know, a few minutes of can really turn the room around, and not to mention, you know from just experience that if you don't do it, no one else will.
No one.
Pussies, right?
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah.
it weird that you see like some of the people in the scene, like physically menacing, big, like people that would never, you'd never think if you had your tiny girl doing the heavy lifting
Yeah.
for the scene.
Yes. Yeah. They're
know
grown ass
what I
men.
mean?
I was the
Yeah.
only young, tiny
Yeah.
woman
You're like,
consistently
let's
doing
go,
my.
let's go.
Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I took over someone else's mic
Yeah.
in Roanoke because the owners were just begging for business. So I was doing my mic and then I was doing the other one the other week. And for a while before I stopped doing that. But I was literally doing, because no
Yeah.
one would do it.
And then you got to go on stage after you've put the stage together and set up the PA.
Oh my God.
And
yeah.
everyone's being an asshole. Can you move me down the lineup?
Oh, I never had people be that ballsy to me. I kind of called the shots.
You
It's
are
like-
a little pushy. I saw you spit on a cop one night in front of the creek.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, the police must be drawn to you for
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
right? You're better known as a heat score.
Oh my God.
How many times have you been, had your evening interrupted by a police officer?
It's been a while.
I was just guessing too, and you're like, which one?
Oh my God. I mean, most of the time it was in my car smelling like weed. One of the best times was it was a week before I started college, and we moved into our dorms, and I'm hanging out with all my friends, and we hotboxed my car, and this is in Virginia Beach. Do you know the Chesapeake Bay Bridge?
I don't know shit in the U.S.,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
So we're on the coast, and there's this bridge, and it goes on for 5 miles over the water and connects to the peninsula of Maryland. And so it costs $15 to get on. Well, my dumbass, I'm driving around. We just hotboxed the car. Didn't even roll the windows down yet. We pull up to the toll bridge.
Security.
Yeah, toll bridge, roll down the
That's a
windows.
stoner
it goes,
move.
It flows
Yeah.
into the booth. She's like, be right back. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Haven't you seen any Cheech and Chong movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should know. That's more of a rule book of do's and don'ts.
Well, I didn't fucking know it was a toll bridge, and by the time I realized it was too late to turn around. So the cop knocks on my door on the opposite side, and my friend Shantae is sitting in the right seat. She's even shorter than me, even more of a firecracker than I am. Like, she would just spout out in class. I'm like, Shantae, chill out. But she was my stoner buddy.
She'll get you shot.
Yes, and she was about to get me arrested.
What a cunt.
So the cop like knocks on the window. Love you, Shantae. And he was like, "Y'all been smoking weed?" And she says, "No, officer."
No,
And
those
I'm
are
like,
pussy farts, Your Honor.
So we pull up and I'm like, dude, get rid of the weed. Get rid of the weed. We're smoking out of a water bottle. We have a little roach cannon.
What are you,
I probably
trash?
have 10 different lung cancers. I don't do that anymore. I'm
And let me
grown up.
guess, there's
I was 18.
fast food wrappers all over the
No,
fucking floor.
not yet.
Laundry?
Sand from the beach.
Dirty hippies. You dirty
Yeah, my car was a
hippies.
green Kia Soul with a weed little
Yeah.
thing and like peace signs and everything. Yeah, I was a
You're
fucking
the
asshole.
opposite of what I want in my life.
Correct. I
Trouble.
I hate that. And so we get there, we pull up, and I told her to like hide the weed in her pants or some shit. And apparently she threw it, and I had no idea. She's telling the cop that none of us are high. One of the bitches was too high; she couldn't even stand up.
So
She
you
was
guys
leaning
were,
on the guardrail.
it was just an odor. She's the only one who knew that there was nothing in the car. You guys were
Yeah,
clean.
I didn't-
But there was bongs and shit laying
No,
around.
there was the water bottle, and then there was the roach, and there was the weed. And
Yeah.
she got rid of the weed and didn't tell anyone.
Still the roach.
Yeah,
She
didn't
had
know
no
where the
point of
roach
throwing
was.
away the reed.
Didn't know where the roach
It's all
was.
gotta go.
We couldn't find it.
What
So
a-
they're searching the car.
What's her name?
Shantae.
Shantae. Come on.
Yeah, I hope you're not doing this shit anymore. Anyways, Shantae. So she's telling the cop, yeah, we had this guy and he smoked in our car and we dropped him off. And I'm like, that's the dumbest shit. This bitch's eyes are so red. She's leaning on the guardrail. She can't stand up. My other friend can't even talk because she's so fucking high. And so he searches the car and couldn't find anything. And I'm like, officer, I'm sorry. We
Where was
obviously
the
smoked.
roach? In the ashtray or the armrest?
It was like under a
Yeah.
rug or something. They couldn't find it. And he was like, I'm giving you a warning now. And I asked him for my money back from the toll bridge. I'm like, sir, I gave them $15. I don't want to be on this bridge. Can I get my money back? And
Yeah.
he hands me the cash back.
Oh, that's all
It
right.
was awesome.
That would have gone very different with me.
Yes. So I'm so glad
I
I
would
got
have
my
been
money
shot
back.
through the window as I held it in my hand. But that would never happen to me. You know why?
Why?
I've never driven a car.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
I
That's
don't mean to
good.
brag, ladies and gentlemen, but
Jesus, you're
my
so cool.
my birthday's coming up in December, and I've decided. Well, you know Joe,
Yeah.
photographer Joe.
Yeah.
Well, he was, from what I was told, in the race car industry, some engineer or and his friends have race cars and stuff.
No show.
So when I was over at his friend's house, they invited us over for a cool barbecue. This is 8 months ago or something,
Yeah.
and they were blown away. These guys are all gearhead car guys, old race car dudes. Success. And I grew up around that, but I never got a license. So when I told them I didn't drive, their heads almost exploded, and they go, "Well, we have this race car. Would you want to drive a race car?" And it's this Mercedes. I don't even know what it is.
Oh, wow.
But it looks like it's built to die in. And I'm going to drive this race car on a racetrack
Dude.
for the
yes.
first time. I'm going to
Yes.
get behind the wheel. I'm excited.
Oh my gosh.
I don't mind the driving aspect of it. It's just I don't want to be on the road with anybody. I don't want to be in
yeah.
a road. I have a tendency to just kind of, you know what I mean? Just Dukes of Hazzard that shit. If I saw an off ramp with a bit of a pitch to it, I'd probably
Yeah.
try and jump it or something like that.
Every time I see one, I'm like, I could.
Moving truck with a loading dock or something like that. I think that I can treat a motor vehicle like a skateboard, not to mention a malicious piece of farming equipment, and just mow down, everybody I went to high school with.
I think about that a lot. Oh my god.
How bad was high school? That was 2 weeks ago, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
It's 2.5 now. No, it was interesting. I did a lot of different shit in high school. I was in the engineering program.
Okay.
And
so you can read?
I can read.
Cool.
I used to mess with robots and build robots, and we use different applications and design shit online.
Were you
freaky
actually
shit.
working in a machine shop and designing some of these things?
We
or
would design
working
them.
with
Yeah, we would design some of the shit.
die-cast metal stuff.
I liked sketching them out. It was more just like
AutoCAD? Is that what you guys use?
Yeah, we used Inventor as well.
Okay.
And then I did choir, and I started my own plant club and started the school garden.
Yeah.
And
I was always blown away about the wire 3D images that you
Yes.
could do, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
You just changed the profile of it.
No, I love that.
It's so cool. Just as simple that I don't know. I like symmetry. I like geometry.
Yes.
I like symbolism. I like to see things within the design that also has another layer to it. But now I can't even. I'm making a point of reference to stuff I saw 20 years ago.
Right.
So I can't even imagine what the technology's at this point.
It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of guy friends. I was always like one of the dudes, and we would.
Have you
make
seen the
3D
movie
tits.
Flashdance?
No.
She's a welder. Yeah.
I want to weld. Welding's cool.
I like welding. I
I
could weld.
I used to live with a welder named Cody back at my
Who
other
didn't
place.
live with Cody?
Cody was dope. It still is, and he would weld us shit all the time. He welded us this great.
It's very
front fire
manly,
pit.
right? It's next to lumberjack, blacksmith,
yeah,
welder,
it's dope.
pipe fitter,
It's dope.
bricklayer.
Fuck yeah.
Cody's got hands.
Cody's got hands.
Cody's got hands.
Cody's got hands. Always. Always.
You can't come into a shop, a steel mill, with French manicures.
No.
You're gonna end up with sausage fingers.
Correct.
I'm embarrassed because I grew up in a very blue collar family, so they've all got it looks like I play piano for my aunt with these la 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 lady fingers, and I have family members that are have real heavy jobs, and you can tell that. Look at their hands. Mine are scarred, but they're nowhere near. I've got some cigarette burns, stabbing, stitches. What do you got? What do you got on your hands?
Not much.
You
I
got
have
your
some
nails
burns
did.
on my. I did. I like them. They're fun.
Those are great for fentanyl. How many fentanyl blasts? It's going around.
I've done fentanyl
Bragger.
on purpose.
Really?
I was in the emergency room, and they were like, "We'll give you fentanyl for the pain." I'm like, "Okay." And
Was
so,
it on a
yeah.
button?
Oh my god.
Really?
I mean, they dosed it for me because
Yeah.
they gave me a very small amount, but I wa- I was also on bad terms with my mom at that point. She
Was
was
you
in
in
the
a
ER
car
with
accident?
me. No,
Beat up by an ex-boyfriend?
no, no, no. I had like I don't
Kicked
even.
by a horse?
It was just like it's like I had a pelvis problem.
You had a pelvis problem. Was this a bone thing or a joint thing?
No, it was just like inflamed. It was really inflamed. And so they gave me fentanyl for the pain and they gave me some meds and that was pretty good. It was awkward because the lady checking out my vagina and like checking out all that shit, I had served her at the restaurant I work at. But then she gave me fentanyl, so I guess
She
cool.
actually worked there, didn't she?
Yeah, she
Not
was
just
like,
the lady.
No, she was like in charge of like
Yeah.
the entire medical branch of Virginia Tech, and she was looking at my vagina,
What a
and I'm
night.
like, I gave you chicken 2 days ago.
Yeah. And now I'm giving you some fish.
Yeah, no, that was roast beef. No, just kidding.
Isn't that
Oh, my
weird to
God.
find yourself like I bombed very badly at the Canadian consulate in London, England.
Yeah.
And less than 2 days later, I lost my passport 3 days before I was supposed to fly back to Canada for Christmas. You know, I'd make one trip a year around the holidays to visit family.
Yeah.
And I couldn't miss this flight and reschedule around Christmas time, trying to rebook a fucking flight with an. I had to go down the consulate after I torched the room like 2 days earlier and walk in. I thought they were going to go, "You're not welcome here anymore." And I had to get an emergency passport. And I was just praying that I wasn't being recognized by my fellow countrymen. Bombed. A lady standing on the front, leaning on one of those tall tables,
Yeah.
just looked at me and went, "Pfft,
Jesus.
I shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't have been there." But they were trying to, they thought all Canadians were nice.
What a fool.
I know. Google me.
Yeah.
There's nothing of secret in there at all.
No. Yeah, I remember you were one of the first performers I saw in Austin. I remember talking to you that night.
Sorry
that was
about
great.
that. Oh, was that
great.
a Vulcan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very fond of it, and I just loved the looks on those fools in the chairs that were scared, and I'm like,
The front row.
yeah, they are fucking mad, and I'm like, yes, and their face pinching up and stiff, like
Yeah.
her whole body language just is maybe louder than you on the microphone, like it was
Panic.
just
Yeah. It's the same with like, you probably enjoy watching Brian Holtzman.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I get to look from that perspective now because he's all that
yes.
aggressively.
Oh my god, I love it.
Isn't it
I
great?
love it. Yes,
I'm glad you get it because a lot of
I'm very fond of it.
I thought it might have been a like a generational thing to appreciate somebody like him.
Yeah.
But I would say he's like the Henry Rollins of Austin.
I can
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you. I've been holding on to that for months, but I think he's got that Black Flag punk rock performance about him. Yeah.
Yes.
Unbelievable. And as you know, same reasons we all love him is watching the people who just don't get it. And they're like, what is going on?
Oh my god.
They can't handle it sometimes.
That
It's
happens
pretty
to
funny.
me sometimes. But not like that. Not
Have
like
you ever
in
been
a
booed?
Have I Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
By a lady?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Well,
some haters.
I started a joke by saying who here likes the N-word, and then there was like 8 black women in like their 30s and 40s sitting front row, and they didn't really like
They
it.
were angry. Why is that?
Because they thought I liked the N-word.
Yeah.
But I don't. And they listen, like the rest of my joke isn't just the N-word. It was
You
just-
have to get the audience to trust you first.
Yeah, you can't just start up like
No.
you can't have that be the
No.
first thing. I learned that lesson.
Yeah, that's how you learn it.
And then I remember being on stage and being like, I think I have one more joke. She's like, boo, no you don't. And I'm like, okay. I still have one more. But it was whatever.
I've never. I think I've only been booed maybe 3 times.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
I know you seem just as surprised as everyone else.
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of them are too terrified to do
Right.
anything.
They get stiff.
And I'll boo them back. I'll boo them out of my own show. You ever see the audience get booed out of a comedy
No,
show?
but I really like that.
It's going to be exciting. This Halloween is going to be fantastic.
Hell yeah.
You got a show tonight, don't you?
I'm
Lucky
just
Di-
working on it, but I'm not going to be performing.
I've got
behind the
shows.
scenes.
I got a show tonight. I totally forgot.
Wait, where?
Bryan, Texas.
Oh, okay. Who's in charge of it? Alex?
No, Adam Lucky.
Oh, hell yeah.
Adam's not on the show, but it's the filthy show
Yeah.
an hour
I
outside
saw
of town.
that.
Yeah.
I saw the flyer.
This is we'll call it my first road gig in the United States in years.
Really?
In at least a few years.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And again, I don't really tour too much in the US.
Yeah.
At all.
Huh.
I'm working on it. If you're out there and you want me to come to your city in the United States, I'm staying in the United States until April, and then I'll leave for my European tour to a certain degree. Exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. Where are you going?
I'm going to go to Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Iceland, Poland, and Germany.
Lovely. Wow. How long are you going to be gone?
Probably close to 2 months.
Fuck yeah.
I want to have at least 10 days off in Denmark. I love
Yeah.
it there so much.
Yeah.
I love you, Denmark. And you know they have no COVID. They're probably the Texas of Europe.
That's great.
Yeah, you know what? I think fucking Copenhagen is maybe the Austin of Europe. They threw there's no COVID stuff. No
Wow.
nothing. No
regulations.
nothing.
What's it
Nothing.
like in Germany? Like, what's going on everywhere else?
Grim like it is every year in Germany. No, I don't know what the other European countries are doing and stuff, but I've been friends of mine have been sending me various screenshots of
Yeah.
news clippings and stuff. So as far from where I'm standing, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
One of my favorite places in the world,
That's great.
and they're almost calling. They're calling me. They're going, "We'll clean it up for you. Could you come back?" And speaking of comebacks, October 30th, I'm going to put out my stand-up special that I did film in Copenhagen. December 2019, I filmed it at the Cecil. It was an old jazz club that had been flooded out in the 80s, and then they remodeled it. It looks like fucking, you know the movie Blade Runner?
yeah.
Kind of like that.
Ooh.
There's a cool opening and stuff. I don't want to get into too much, but and then I think I'm at I'm doing fucking William Montgomery show on Saturday
Oh,
at the
nice.
Vulcan. Yeah, I
Nice.
know. How fun is that going to be with Charles?
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Me, Charles, William.
Charles.
Yeah, I know, right? How great is Charles? He was one of the first people I had on the show when I got into town.
I
and,
love him.
I want to keep him for myself.
Yeah.
I don't know Charles has got a career. Mine's on the downward spiral. It's no, it's not. It's actually the last 2 years have probably been the best 2 years of my career in the last 7 years before COVID, 5 years before COVID. It was just like a lot of idling. It was almost
Yeah.
purgatory.
Yeah.
This store had been, I was living in Hollywood for the last 12 years leading up to my move to Austin. I'd never even been in the state of Texas before. I got off a plane with a carry-on and a check bag to move into this place with no furniture and just like, what the
Wow.
fuck? I was supposed, Hollywood and New York, LA and New York were supposed to be like the end game.
Right.
And then this thing came out the middle and just improved everything for me.
Wow.
You can put that on your don't give a shit list. I got a movie out on Amazon with chicks playing guitars that I kill.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's pretty good.
It has good ratings as well.
The New York Times wrote an article on the top 5 must-see horror films. I know it's very genre specific, but in the top 5 in the New York Times. Anyway, I was cool to be working with, like, especially all the people that were co-starring were like all seasoned female actresses.
Yeah.
I was in over my head for my first time of being with, it's like you can clearly see who's, can do it for real.
Right.
And I'm not a trained actor.
Yeah.
And to be completely off balance in a situation like that, it was
Was that your first time being in a movie, or a movie to that like extent of production?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was by far the most high level film. It's a real movie. I've done some other projects and stuff like that.
Right, but that one was.
But you weren't doing any. You were just doing engineering classes. No community theater.
I did choir. No theater.
Choir. Oh, that's right, in the religious shit.
Yeah, and I did.
How many girls were pregnant in your high school? A lot.
At
when
least
I
maybe
went
like
there.
2 a grade.
2 a grade?
Probably.
That's pretty respectable. I
it wasn't that
anticipated
many.
more.
No.
Any
I mean, senior year,
scandals?
more girls. Got.
Any by the teachers?
Let's see. I mean, I remember a substitute tried to fuck me one time.
Ew.
Yeah, and he was not cute.
Substitute teacher tried to fuck
Yeah, and
you?
he played Quidditch, dude.
What's Quidditch?
You know that like, stupid shit from Harry Potter? I mean, the game from
Harry
Harry Potter.
Potter?
He played that in real
A
life.
nerd sex offender made a pass at you while you were in high school. Ew.
Yeah. But scandal-wise...
That's pretty scandalous. It's
yeah.
highly illegal and uncalled for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Let's call him.
Oh, my God. I might have his number still.
What do you mean you might? How did you get his number?
I know people.
Oh, is this after the fact you acquired his number? Or was Oh, I keep forgetting how old I am, that everyone had a cell phone in high school.
Yeah.
I thought this was like, and put the apple down with the teacher's desk with your phone number under it. There was none of that?
No.
Ew.
God, no.
For some reason, I think this guy smells like piss. Is he greasy?
He was just covered in weed and didn't know how to, he smelled like
greasy.
weed a lot, didn't know how to tuck in his shirt right.
Yeah, like Chris.
His shoes, the heels of his shoes were fucked up,
Yeah.
because he didn't know how to properly put on his shoes.
First name?
Chris.
What a fucking pig.
Yeah.
You're a pig, Chris.
Yeah.
I got asked to leave my high school.
What? Oh, why?
No, it's not terrible like that. First of all, I went to an all boys school.
Okay.
In
wow.
my high school was all dudes.
Holy shit.
I know, and you're saying lucky you, but it's worse.
But it's
You're talking about your engineering
yeah.
career. Well, I was in a trade school, but it was all for dumb kids, people with various mental problems and learning disabilities. So
Okay.
they would put you in, because my hometown is a steel town, factory, very
Industrial.
completely industrial, rusty metal, and they would lie to you and lead you down a road to a career in the trades. But what they didn't tell you is that all the skills that you were learning were on equipment and a curriculum that was dated. You couldn't get a job in it. You weren't even qualified to push a broom in any industrial area because your academics were so low that you couldn't hire you because you were too dumb. Wow. Yeah.
That's bad.
And that's really bad. Parkview Secondary School. You know, black is the new orange. Orange is the new black.
Yeah, I know that.
Think of that, but dudes with no uniforms.
Wow.
With think of Trailer Park Boys and the prison drama Oz. Kind of like that. It was
What a combination.
It was no fun. I was throwing rocks at girls until I was almost 30. Because
Wow.
there was no women in our school and my friends were all savages.
Wow.
But everything's good now.
That's good. That's good. Secondary school. I knew a guy that was in secondary school. He's dead now.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
That's why I end up moving from one end of the country to the other.
Yeah.
I started doing stand up with Seth Rogen in Vancouver
That's so dope.
in '96. So that was a great
96.
life change. I know 96. Was you 99? You were born?
Yeah.
So Vancouver 96. Wow. This year was 25 years. If anybody out there knows math. What else is going on? It's weird. I'm going to go do a show somewhere. I haven't been on stage in a minute. I've had my hands full with a variety of things, but you got some stuff coming up this week. I know you're out like almost every night, right? Plus you got a good crew. Tony's good for morale.
Yeah.
And Christy's on the same grind as you.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's nice to have some sort of a trust. Not to mention, you guys must log a lot of hours. You have to like each other, right? Especially living together. Are you guys fighting? There's a pause.
No.
Is Tony pregnant?
Again, he wants us to give him money for the abortion, and I don't think I should have to contribute to Tony's abortion because he keeps getting pregnant, and
He's
I'm
a
tired
road
of
pig.
it.
Tony is very promiscuous.
It's just, I get it, but there's condoms for a reason, Tony.
Tony, wear a condom. Wear a condom. Show a little respect for yourself.
I'll even get you some fucking lambskin, man. Like, get you the dude.
Yeah.
It's just bullshit.
Call your parents and tell them you're sorry for being a promiscuous, transient fuck boy. Anyway, where can people find you?
On Twitter, you can find me at Joan of Arc, JoanAofAwk. Or you can find me on Instagram at _Illuminadry_ or Audrey Scott on Facebook.
Illuminadry. It was like my dyslexia. And you have all those letters. There's like 12 letters in that thing, right? And I'm like, my mind is doing this shuffling of letters. It was just spaghetti. Anyway, I'm dumb, but I'll be fine. I got some stuff coming up, folks. I'll keep you posted. But Audrey Scott, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm sure we'll cross paths out in the comedy world once
Indeed.
again. A lot of people have been sending me messages to see if I'm alive, and I am not.
No.
Thank you.
We would like to see most of the human race killed off because it is unworthy. It is unworthy of the gift of life.
I don't care what society thinks. They're nothing anyway. They're no better than me.
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated? Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them. See all this and more when you see on stage, in person, that crazy mix-up.
I like being set apart from people. I like to be hated.
Safe word with Jason